Why do we worry about our financial future?
Prices surging.
Inflation doesn't come fast, doesn't leave fast.
Record-breaking inflation.
Worrying about your financial future is a natural process that triggers anxiety because your mind perceives poverty as a direct threat to your sense of self-preservation.
One of the most trending questions that we have here on campus is FOMO, the fear of missing out.
Of course, you can go and watch a video of Marcus Aurelius' wannabe Stoic gurus explaining how life is simple and that we just need to be present in the moment and stop complaining about everything. But Marcus Aurelius did not witness 16-year-old Roman degenerates in Supreme t-shirts driving around in their Bitcoin Lambos. By the way, this guy is worth $25 million, not to interrupt your meditation. So what if Stoicism doesn't do it for you? What if you're someone who believes there's a matrix behind all this Stoic philosophy? What if this matrix is constructed of machine people who just embrace the FOMO to the fullest and take it for a ride? So, you decide to kick Eckhart Tolle in the nuts and go your own way. Where do you end up? Of course, you start thinking about giving a shot at everyone's favorite pastime activity, trading stocks and options on some shady broker mobile apps. Yes, you are familiar with degenerates from Wall Street bets and their YOLOing of life savings, but of course, you are not like them. You are different. You will not be among those 90% of retail traders that lose money. You will be strategic, learn the market, take the seminars and webinars, paper trade. You will be a real trader. Then let's start with the basics. What are stocks? Stocks are financial instruments companies issue to accumulate cash for their business plans, R&D, acquisitions and expansions. So basically, they sell you a story about how great they will be in the future and take your current cash, promising your investment will be worth a lot more. Following this logic, you probably think that stocks have their value anchored in some deep financial analysis, with complicated math equations taking huge amounts of data and indicators. But no, they don't. Take Nikola, for example, a company where the founder appointed his brother as the director of hydrogen production. What he failed to mention was that the newly appointed director's work experience consisted mostly of pouring concrete driveways and doing subcontractor work. Rivian, the biggest car company in the world with no cars manufactured, or Tesla, the stock that depends on the tweets of an autistic self-proclaimed engineer. Stocks no longer operate based on their value. It is the FOMO that pushed the stocks. It's the gambling mentality. You don't buy Bitcoin because it's the keeper of value, the digital gold, or because you believe in decentralized banking. You buy Bitcoin for one reason only, because you believe it will go higher than when you bought it. Your FOMO, combined with millions of other FOMOs, is the fuel behind the rise of everything in this modern market. But what does Tylenol have to do with all this? Well, get ready for the conspiracy theory that will blow your tits off. The medical-induced gambling craze. Imagine for a moment that there is a logical reason behind all this FOMO and gambling mentality. You keep hearing the market is about to fall, and that prices of stocks are too expensive. But yet people keep buying and pushing the prices to the new all-time highs. The isolation and corona lockdown have created an interesting phenomenon in the playground of the rich, the stock market.
I'm looking at the Wall Street Bets forum on Reddit.
When you say Reddit, a lot of people think Wall Street Bets.
Wall Street Bets, the red-hot Reddit, that's R-E-D-T-I-T.
There's no need to spell it out. The Reddit effect is real, and it's shaking up traditional financial markets and lowering barriers of entry for individual investors.
The great arrival of degenerates. Millions of troubled minds, unable to simply accept their reality, are ready to YOLO away their lives and savings in a desperate all-in gamble to get rich or at least become famous at failing. The unprecedented social isolation global experiment has resulted in one more thing. It has drastically increased the consumption of Tylenol by 5% in the USA alone. Acetaminophen, also known as paracetamol, is a medication which relieves mild to moderate pain, headache and fever, and also, if you believe these studies, turns you into that drunk guy gambling at 4 a.m. in the casino. So let's investigate. Today, it's easy to find relevant and correct information on the internet. Just Google it. BBC, the pride of civilized Western journalism. The medications that change who we are. Let's see. Back in 2011, a French father of two sued the pharmaceutical company GlaxoSmithKline, claiming that the drug he was taking for Parkinson's disease had turned him into a gambler and gay sex addict, and was responsible for risky behaviors that had led to him being raped. No, wait, that's not what we are looking for. The world is in the midst of a crisis of all medication, with the US alone buying up to 49,000 tons of paracetamol every year, equivalent to about 298 paracetamol tablets per person, and the average American consuming $1,200 worth of prescription medications over the same period. This sounds interesting, but let's check some serious study. Effects of acetaminophen on risk-taking. Acetaminophen, the active ingredient in Tylenol and nearly 600 other medicines, is taken each week by an estimated 23% of the US adult population. Healthy young adults completed a laboratory measure of risk-taking, balloon analog risk task, and in studies 1 and 2 completed self-report measures of risk perception. Across all studies, total N equal to 545, acetaminophen increased risk-taking behavior. The balloon analog risk task, what's that? A trial begins with a small uninflated balloon on a computer screen. Participants can inflate the balloon, with each pump earning 5 cents. Though they played this game for imaginary money, they were told their goal was to return as much money as possible in the task. Participants can collect their total trial earnings and move them to a permanent bank at any point by pressing a button saying "collect dollars." However, participants also are told that the balloon can burst as early as the first trial and as late as when the balloon fills the entire computer screen. Bursts are accompanied by a bursting sound and popping animation. If the balloon bursts prior to the participants pressing the "collect dollars" button, they lose any money earned thus far on that trial and must move on to the next trial having added no money to their permanent bank. So pumping a balloon till it bursts. This definitely sounds familiar. With nearly 25% of the population consuming acetaminophen each week, reduced risk perceptions and increased risk-taking could have important societal effects. I wonder what kind of societal effect. Will the end of Corona be the end of the market bull run? Will retail traders wake up from their dreams of earning a Lambo over the Robin Hood and stock investment and just pull out all their invested money and start living in the Matrix again? I don't know, but it remains to be seen.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take Tylenol. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you
how high can the stinks go.
Remember,
this is not a financial advice.